Hi there Kit fans, it's Louise with you today. Welcome along to the channel, and I wanted to get my mixed media on. So for this share, I'm going to go all out with the acrylic paints in the background. Now this actually is a copy of a layout that I did recently for another project, and it was a 9x12, and I really liked how it came together. So I decided that I was going to do the same thing for this 12x12 layout. So I'm starting with a strip of pattern paper in the middle, and then I'm tearing some matching strips to slot underneath. And what I want to do is give sort of these interesting textures and bits and pieces around the actual central area. I've chosen two smaller photos that I'm going to overlap, and I definitely want to have this be happy as the focal point, and that's what I'm basing my color choices on as well. So because I'm going to get quite messy with some acrylic paint on this background, I don't really want it soaking in. So I'm going to lay down some clear gesso first. Now, if you have white gesso, you can also use white gesso, but it will whiten that page, so you'll be able to see the white gesso. Whereas I like the clear gesso because it actually lets you really blend over the top of those backgrounds without losing any of those colors. Now, I did not mean for the colour to be this intense, so it really is quite orange and red as this sort of progresses. You can see I'm just using my spatula. This was supposed to be just a sort of stepping stone to the actual addition of the circle, but I kind of got a bit out of control, and you know what, I don't hate it. I actually kind of like that background color. So I want to now put that circle as the focal point, and firstly I draw it out with pencil and then go over the top of it roughly with the black pen and just do a little doodling around after I know where my layers are going to go. Of course, if I'm adding acrylic paint and I'm using black as well, I generally like to put some splatters in there. So to make my splatters quite thick, I'm using lots of acrylic paint and water and quite a large, very wet brush, because I want lots of big splatters, but I also want some little ones in there as well. So I really wanted to get that black in the background. All right, once that's dry and I'm happy with how this is looking, I'm going to start to put this together into the final sort of layout. And the photos I found were getting sort of just a little bit lost. I needed something to separate them from the background that was quite vibrant and bright. So I'm just going to, again, with some torn paper, add a little bit to the back of those photos just to help separate them and lift them off the page that tiny little bit. I'm actually having a look at this video now as I do it, and my nails are actually matching. I've got bright orange on my nails, so apparently it's just the month for bright orange. As I'm working through this, I start to stick things down and work out where I'm happy with everything. I want to use a couple of little elements popped up with foam just to add a little bit more dimension. I, of course, needed something to finish off my visual triangle, so I decided on this little element down the bottom where I've used a bit of leftover sticker, some cotton, and the little camera embellishment. So once I'm happy with how this has all come together, I'm going to use some of the stickers from the sticker sheet. I've put way too much glue on there, so I had to clean some of that off, but the great news about glue is that it does dry clear. So I'm going to finish with some stickers and some little embellishments and have this bright, happy, fun layout to finish. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed that. Please make sure you check out Kitaholic Kits, and of course subscribe if you haven't already.